All right, back vlogging again. Still very uncomfortable holding this camera in my hand, but I'll get used to it eventually. Just in the car park at Pure Paddle Nottingham. I thought I'd film this in my car before I take you guys inside. As you know, I have been complaining a lot about my overheads, particularly my Bandecas and my Viboras. So I'm here for an advanced overhead session. So I'm hoping that that's going to be largely Bajadas and Viboras. Maybe there's going to be a bit of smashing as well, which I won't complain about. Obviously, everyone enjoys smashing the ball hard. And this is a session with 4 people, right? So I'm hoping that we get a little bit of technical focus in this session. I think I've found the ones that are larger, right? The big sort of 10, 12 people sessions tend to be spread a little too thinly across the people that are in the class. So we've got Miggs today. He is one of the best players in this country, I believe, top 60 or 70, something like that, in GB. So he's a brilliant player, hopefully very good at changing my technique and making me a little bit better at match situations, because I have got a match later today as well. So provided that this doesn't tax my body too hard and my legs aren't shot for the match, then this should be really good practice and I should be able to put it into play straight away. All right, that was great. As you can see, I'm not really sweating at all. It's a very cold venue there where we had the session, so should be all fresh for my match later in the day. 2 big things that I got from that session. Number one, biggest thing is that I do not move enough. So I need to start making my movements quicker, predicting them earlier, so that I can get behind the ball and so I can get my arm out further away from my body, right? That's the other thing that I really need to focus on, because at the moment I'm lazy, I'm waiting for the ball to come to me, and then I'm popping it away from myself when it's close to my body. So if I can create a gap between myself and the ball, then obviously I can turn my shoulders, I can turn my whole body into that ball more, and I can get more effect on it. So that's the big thing that I'm going to try and implement in this match. Definitely easier said than done, because obviously I was receiving mostly nice lobs today and I did still miss a lot of shots. It was mostly Bandecas. We did some Bajadas as well, which I think I'm a little bit more comfortable with. So I'm going to try and implement that as well today. Hey, right, welcome back. Episode 3, jumping straight into this one. I think you will have just seen a couple clips of me kind of introducing this video in the car. So I did do a little bit of training, I suppose you can call it, before this match, particularly on my Bandecas and my Bajadas. I'm actually kind of surprised that we trained the Bajadas. I've never actually seen someone practice those for as long as we did, but I'm glad, because I learned a couple of things, particularly about sort of getting away from the ball and, like I've said, giving my arm space to swing. As you can see there, myself and Karina, my partner that I'm playing with today, just had a little bit of a conversation about where to stand on the court. I do forget that sometimes people actually don't play Australian. I think once you sort of get into paddle and do it for 10, 20 games and you start playing open matches and things of that nature, pretty much everyone plays Australian. And we did mess it up a couple times here with I think Karina forgetting that we're doing Australian and me kind of blindly going over to the right side. So there was a couple points where it was very sort of disorientating, but the good thing about this match is that Karina is a very experienced tennis player, right? So my life was made quite easy here, right? She had a whole host of really nice shots throughout this match, and basically all I needed to do was play solid, right? Keep the ball in, keep my positioning good. Every now and then I'm taking an easy ball and putting a little bit of aggression on it, but to be honest, most of the winners this match were done by Karina, right? As you can see, this first set is going very, very quickly, right? We broke quite quickly and quite a few times here. So it's 4-1 already. I don't think we felt as though it was too difficult for us to get up to the net, right? Because particularly Karina was playing so many angles and so many shots down to the feet that all it took was one good one and we would get that pressure to come up, kind of like this here. Joe on the opposite side did actually have a really good serve, so he did put quite a lot of pressure on us when it was his serve. I think you'll actually see him ace me once or twice in this game, which is probably pretty inexcusable. A bit of a rough one there for Guy and Joe. Obviously, Karina aiming to get that towards the back, and it's trickled off the net for an easy point for us. But yeah, I think being aced in paddle is probably something that I need to completely remove from my game. I don't think there's really any excuse for that ever happening. I just don't move my feet quick enough, right? I think this is something that I need to get a lot better at, because it's kind of two sides of the same coin for me, where if the match is really tough, I find it difficult to move fast enough with the pace of the game, because to be honest, most of the time the match is going to be tough because the opposition are a bit quicker and a bit more powerful with their shots. I'm really yet to experience a match where I feel as though I've just been purely out tacticked or purely out angled. It's normally a case of, wow, this person has clearly played with rackets more than I have, and they're just putting more power on their shots. But then equally, when the match perhaps isn't very fast, and I feel in control of the game, like I'm winning, then I get lazy and actually I don't move my feet very quickly in that situation as well. So there's only really the very few games that are perfectly in the balance and require all four players to be going full tilt, where I might actually get a little bit more active and start moving my feet as much as I possibly can. As you can see here, starting to get my racket around the ball at least a little bit more, right? The main thing that I'm trying to do is get away from it somewhat so that I can play that angle down to Joe's corner over there. And I think I did that fairly well this match, right? There was a lot of lobs that were going down the middle, and I was taking all of them with the overhead there. But as you can see, a lot of these shots, I'm still running, right? I'm still traveling towards the back glass, so there's not a whole lot of control on them because I don't have time to get underneath the ball, make sure that my racket's prepared where I need it to be prepared, and then make the shot, right? I'm just rushing because my sort of prediction of the game is not very good. And like I say, a lot of the coaches that you speak to and things like that will tell you to predict where the ball is going and to get underneath it, and I think their assumption is that you're quick enough to do that, which I don't think is the case for myself at the moment. You can see there it just went to 5-1. We actually had to double check the score. We did think it was 6-1 for a couple minutes. There's the ace from Joe, so we did actually have to come back on the court because it was only 5-1 when we sort of rechecked who we started with the serves. But 5-1, obviously a very commanding position for us to be in. A little bit sort of up and down from us there. We did have this quite a few times in this match where we would be sort of one at the net or one at the back, and it was quite difficult to sort of get in line with each other throughout the whole match. There's another crazy passing shot. I think you can see me kind of laughing a little bit there. Never expect a winner to just come out of nothing like that, but yeah, I think that's what happens at this sort of level of game. There are some people like myself probably where I haven't got a whole lot of racket skill, but I know where to go on the court, and sort of the principles of how to keep on top throughout a match. And then there are people that just have loads of skill and it doesn't even really matter where they are on the court. Like you can see here, Karina's really far back again, but we're still just applying so much pressure, and they make the error there just because she has so much skill with the racket, right, and so much experience using one. I actually do have a game against Karina coming up very shortly, so that's going to be interesting because I'm going to have to sort of use paddle tactics, right, to take advantage of positional things, because I'm definitely not going to be able to out racket skill her in that match. So that should be a very good one coming up. We've got a few videos filmed now. A few of the guys down at Just Padel have seen some of these YouTube videos already, which has been quite funny to talk about, particularly with Dan and Zeeks from the last game, including the shot of them crashing into each other. I think they weren't so pleased that I left that in, but yeah, it's been mostly well received, and I think it's a sort of journey that a lot of people can relate to, right? Because a lot of people do enjoy, as much as they might not like to admit it. There's another crazy passing shot from Karina. I think you could just see me standing there kind of laughing to myself. A lot of people, might not want to admit it because it makes them feel as though they've wound back the years to their sort of video game days when they were younger or something like that. but they enjoy pushing their platonic rating up, right? Even though it's not really something that matters that much, and it's more just a representation of how you're playing and, you know, good sort of gauge to get some good games in. It is fun to get better at, right? And there's a huge bit of luck there. Second net cord from us this match, again similar to the last video. I think because we were so on top, we felt as though we were quite comfortable going for, you know, ground strokes super close to the net and just trying to get high quality on the ball. And these sort of things happen, I think, when you're on top a lot more often than when you're behind. I think when you're behind, you know, the ball tends to sail over the net a lot more. You're trying to be really careful to just keep everything in, which means you stop, you know, putting some of those really sort of risky shots out there, and actually it makes it even harder for you to win. So I understand what people mean when they say that paddle is a super mental game, because we did actually play a third set after this one as well. I stopped recording it because unfortunately I'm having some storage issues at the moment, and as you can see, the direction of this set is going for a 2-set win. The third set was 7-5, right, and we were down for most of that set because our mental switched off, right? We were so focused on winning here, and we wanted to keep the momentum going. You know, we knew that we didn't want to just wait for our serves to win games. We wanted to win every single game. And then when it came to the third set, we started trying stuff. We didn't put quite as much intensity in as we should have done. And they won loads of games straight off the back of that, right? It's definitely not a case of us just out-pairing them or outskilling them in any way. It is just the way that this match went, I think. Getting quite a lot of good smashes in here. I think you saw me pop the ball out of the court and unfortunately tag Joe with one of those as well. And yeah, Karina just playing more and more passing shots, something that I'm going to have to be really, really wary of when I play against her soon, because I'm quite prone to the passing shots, again, because I'm not the fastest. So I do need a quick reaction to block that from going down my side. Otherwise, I might get found out. But yeah, as you can see there, 6-1, 6-2. I think we actually listed that the wrong way around when we uploaded it. But very nice game to get me comfortably above a 3 here. And you'll see how that goes in the next video.